What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Necesse. Just sorting out a few items. That chest there is to... I've got a chest there for my potions and a chest there for the items I can combine into other items, so in the future I don't accidentally sell them or bin them. Looking at what I can craft, this is where I realise I can make the crown. Looking at the crown, you can see it does indeed add 1 summons, and its set bonus is also 1 summons as well, meaning that if I put that on, I already have, obviously, the full armour for gold. That will give me 3 summonings in total. So swap them over. I've now procced that ability, and with my magic summon wand, we have 3 minions. Very good. At the minute, this is how I prefer to play, using the summoners to do some damage, and then I do range damage on the bosses, not any melee damage. The only melee I do is chopping wood. Ep5 there to do some bee work. I don't know how to catch the bees yet, though there is a net, and I think I've seen them before actually, so that was a silly question. I might be able to find them. But that's an Ep5. I can't find the apiary itself, so maybe I haven't got all of the resources I need yet. You may need a bee to craft the apiary, I'm not sure. I will look into that because that is definitely something I want to do. I always do bee related things when possible in any of these survival games because I love bees. And cows. Okay, so back into the cave now, and this is where we stumble upon the trials that I have previously mentioned, and our first attempt really. So the trials, as far as I've noticed, is just what they are, trials, some games to play to get to the end, to get some loot. Likely the loot seems to be a lot of gold, as you can see there on the top of the screen. That is a lot of gold with 2 chests, but you can't get there without first going through the trials being this. So this one is a repetitive pattern, but them squares are safe. So as long as you go to a square, wait for the arrows, and then a square, wait for the arrows, etc, etc. Down here, a bit more complicated. You've got to get around that block in the same timeline, and then to the safe square, and to the safe square. Then down into that middle gap. Ow. Got it, but it's fine. I can heal that. 50, it's no problem. And then same again, just making sure to pay attention to the actual patterns that we're dealing with here, right? They are doing sort of 50, they do, I think, 56 health damage per, and of course, we have a 30-second cooldown on healing ourselves, so we can out-heal-ish almost one of them, but as you just saw there, it went wrong. That was 63, it hit me for then. Make it round. Now, at the end of each section, there is some sort of pressure plate that will kind of reset the maze. And in terms of reset, it means that when you come back to that starting point, it unlocks the doors, so you do get checkpoints, as they're known. Important to know while we're waiting as well, I have upgraded, while I was doing the crown, I don't know if you noticed, but I have upgraded the sword. My sword is now the demonic sword and the pickaxe as well. This one is just a flow of spikes, so I guess just staying behind the flow and not letting it catch up with you is the safest way to achieve success here. So there we go, stay behind the spikes. Obviously you can run faster than them, so I would suggest not doing that. Nice and easy. And there's the pressure plate below us, so as soon as I activate that, it will unlock the next area, and the door above has made it so that we are now at checkpoint number 2. Next area, what are they? Circular blades? Yeah, circular blades. So it makes your eyes go funny, but if you watch it for a few seconds, you can see the pattern. And then just pass through after each one. Some of them, like this one, is a bit more risky because there's a longer area, but there is a large gap, and as long as you get used to it, you should be fine. This one here is simple enough. The one after it is going over 3 tracks, though. But if you don't go too fast, you should make it. Now, I got hit 3 times there, which was dumb, because that was a pretty easy pattern to skip, but I failed. And then I just went balls deep to get to this section. Now, this one, for me, is probably the most complicated of the lot. You have to walk across it diagonally. So you can see each of the tiles are offset. So when the spikes come up, the tiles to the left are down, and therefore you have to basically walk diagonally across, skipping the arrows and then diagonally walking onto the spikes. Well, not the spikes, it's the best idea. So I've trained my eye hopefully to the pattern, walking in diagonals. I did get hit once there. I did wait for the health, so I did get hit three times there. So I would have died if I hadn't have waited, but it's fine. And then obviously to the right there you can see yet another pressure plate, and that unlocks the next section, section 3, and unlocks the checkpoint for the stairs, so that if we die we can come back straight to this point here. Now these pressure plates, I'm not sure if they do anything. They trigger the spikes but on a delay, so the idea is you just got to go for it. I think is the only safe way to do this in my opinion. So balls deep, go for it, let's go. Speedy Gonzalez, and straight through. Got hit by the fire, 50 there, but nothing else. I will take it. This then is a maze that is quite delayed, so you have to run on the gaps and try and get to the checkpoints if you can. You can see the checkpoints scattered around. They should be shown on screen for you, just to help spot them. Basically just tiles that don't have the spikes. And of course, watch out for the traps. So, wait for it to open and go for it. Now, of course, I say watch out. I've said watch out for the traps. I went to it. It's 50. Don't go again, so that's good. However, the next stage, I really screwed up. So, learn by my example the safety zones and the 3 traps that are available. This is not the right way to go, as you'll see. That will happen. But don't panic. There was a checkpoint, so we can quickly rush around and do that again. And of course, this way, not going through the end trap. Right, so we are now on to stage what looks like 4 or 5, the final stage. Lots more blades here, lots more to do, but then after this we are indeed at the end. So jumping over that one was pretty simple. Again, this one, if you just count them and go when they actually passed you, you've got actually a lot of time. The hitbox on them is quite good, so you don't necessarily get bumped too easy. The worrying factor is the one coming up at the end there, where you can see there's like 3 or, well, technically 4 tracks to go into. This section here. So the trick here is not to go too fast. You need to take it steady and stay behind the blade. If you just go for it like I did, you actually go faster than the blades and get caught. So remember way back. Almost anyway. You can see my goodies are right there. Some of them, obviously you don't lose everything. And this time try again, staying slow, staying behind the blades. Using your full warp speed, you will be faster than the blades and therefore just be walking into them. So as you can see, just pulsing across there. This section's not too bad. And with that same that we've just learned on the top thing, it's same again, just take it steady, don't go too fast. And there you go. So breaking these spell, I don't know why I said spell, piles of gold, loads of gold there, 654, 778 gold, and some items including 5 gold ingots plus 10 gold ingots. There we go. Okay, so now jumping back over to the ice cave. This is where I want to do my official proper try, and to do so I am mining out all of this area. Nice big square. I'm making up the size, don't really have a plan with it, so dig out a big square or mine out a big square, then obviously wipe out all of that silt you can see down there on the spider spawning area. I will then use this stone to make a floor and cover that to stop it from coming back. I will then chuck a load of torches down, so we have basically a very safe lit up square that is not spawning the spider slows, and then we will have our arena for the spider queen. And there we go. Hopefully that time lapse wasn't too sickly for you. 20 times, well, actually just over 20 times real time to get this arena done. As you can see, the torches are almost in a pattern. Yeah. So the floor's covered there as well, using the snow brick that we actually farmed anyway. Just clearing out now a few of the mobs around the area in the hope that they won't spawn again. You saw me just jump down there into that spider area as well to wipe out a few of those and get a couple of torches down there. This vampire area, you can see, has a few graves that need clearing out, so we'll do that too. I want the boss and the boss only versus me and my crew. We don't want no dregs coming in and annoying us, so that's what we're doing. 3 minions there doing their job as well. But I think all in all, we're good to go back now and get the team ready. This is my arena. I'm hoping it's big enough. Let's find out. Just getting the foods ready for the excursion, and obviously health potions, various different things to make sure everybody is as healthy as they can be. But you see in there we have indeed got a raid coming in, so we're going to have to deal with the raid first. After the raid, we'll then go to the Spider Queen. So I've brought the same group up with me. They have their items. I've got my 3 minions, and then of course the, what is that, 2, 4, 5 is it? Settlers. We're just going to wait here on the coast for the raiders to come in. Again, the raiders seem to always come in. Both times I've been raided, it's the same place. Just collecting a bit of wood and making a bit of space while we're at it. They'll start coming in very shortly. And the idea is that I'll use my range, of course, as normal to stop them from doing too much damage before they even get to the shore. And here we go. Right away, they're coming in. They've got a few items. We can get some gold and some armor out of this, but nothing too strange. I'm just going to unleash hell. As you can see, the mana really doesn't go down very quick at all. In fact, it goes down, ticks up, goes down. So spamming this, and it's auto-locking on anyway, is so far the safest option. This is hard, so it could be slightly harder. But I expect more. Whether the raids will get worse, I don't know. The bosses are certainly a problem. But the fact that they raid like this, maybe next time I'll let them raid me, as in get to the island and not wait for them in the ocean. Maybe. And there we go, successful raid again. And I think I'm going to let the guys go. Just let them sleep, eat, do whatever they need to do before we actually go to the Spider Queen. And I'll collect the loot and just sort out a few bits and bobs to make sure I am comfortable that we are ready and I'm not going to lose my entire civilization again. Right, so slight detour doing the first boss again because we don't actually have the materials to make the egg to spawn that Spider Queen. So good test for the group, really. I'm going to use them with all the setup that I have, all the armors and the potions and the buffs. You can see all of the farms have been harvested. I've turned them in. I made about 60 health pots for the group, maybe 15 or so for me. I'm just going to try them out on this boss. I do have a couple of extra mysterious portals on my hotbar, so I might do more than one. We'll see. But this is just really rinse and repeat to see how quickly or slowly it kills it, and then that'll give me an idea of how comfortable I am to take on the actual Spider Queen. One down and straight on to the second. And with that last 10% there, 2 down. Daylight is coming, and we're not going to have time to do the third one. If you are fighting it mid-fight and the daylight happens, yeah, it just despawns and you lose everything. So bring everybody back. Everybody seems reasonably healthy. I might let them rest before we travel out. Yes, so I can clear orders and they'll go and do their own things. Go to work, have a sleep, whatever it is they need to do while I sort out the other items. The combat stats there looked empty. When you're not in a party, it doesn't show them. So if you try and put them in there, it won't work either. You need to be in a group, at least one person, to see the actual inventory of the group. Remember that you need the food for sure, and you will need some health pots. Buffs they will use. Teleport portal scrolls they will use if you give them to them. So here we go. This is try number 3, but real try number 1, we'll say. I don't know. So got my group, got the food, got the potions, got the buffs, got my buffs, got the arena, got the egg. Let's go. So 9k health. Immediately set in. I've got my 3 minions as well. One of my minions, or at least, no, might be 2 of my minions are bow minions, and one of them is melee. I don't know where that happens or what it is. Pay attention to the blue crap on the floor. You need to stay out of that. I need to stay out of that. It does its thing there, where it does 3 stampedes, and then it settles. And you get to, while it settles, it throws out little minions, which die pretty easily, to be honest. Already down halfway and doing well so far. I'm using my bow. I've got the demonic bow, and I'm using iron arrows. So it's doing about 22, I believe it is 22 damage per hit, or thereabouts, without crits. It's going nicely at the minute. Everybody's health is seeming high. They've got about 60 potions, so they should be fine as long as they don't stand in the crap. Loads of room to move around. Loads of mobility available here. I need to keep dodging that because it does hurt. If I die, the whole thing resets, which we do not want. 13% left, and it's going really well. 5%. Looks like we may have this one in the bag. And I really need to get off that blue crap. She's getting really angry. Final percent, 0, and done. Congratulations. That is the Spider Queen completed, and the quest also. We did lose one person there because they were stood on the blue stuff constantly. And because they're not in combat, they're not using their health potions, so they're staying low health. So that's something you need to be careful about. As soon as it ended, they walked on the poison, didn't use a potion because it's set to combat only, and died. That was silly, and I will set that back in the future. But in the meantime, we can now head back home, let these guys go. I can't obviously let them go until we get back to the home settlement. They'll make their way back as well with me. We'll get them to heal up at home, rest, etc. and see what is next on the agenda. And also what is next on the quest list from our guy. Okay, so we are at home. I've got this little ice crystal thing that's spinning around me. It's a summon. It's not a summon. It doesn't count to your summons, so I've still got my 3. But you can summon it about 7 times, I think, and it just flies around you. And then as soon as you get into combat, they fly and attack. So it's quite a decent item to start a fight. I wouldn't imagine you'd be continuing to do that throughout the fight, but it's got to be better than nothing, right? As you can see, the stats on it aren't brilliant. It's 6, so it's got low stats all over. But yeah, you can spam it a few times and have what looks like quite a cool shield around you. There is our guy. Did he just put on... I think he just literally took the armor. So it looks like they actually put the armor on themselves, which is wonderful. That means I just have to put it in that chest. But we complete that quest now. Remember, you have to say you're looking for a quest to complete the quest. And now we need to deliver a dark gem. Which means we need to get it from a void apprentice in the dungeon. So I'm assuming that's probably the snow biome. Sorry, the sand biome. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, you can see them flying around me like crazy lot. As soon as something comes near me that is a hostile, they will shoot off and attack it. And we're about to find Axe. We're going to have to fight the first boss one more time, hopefully. To complete the foci thing, I need a magic foci, which is a ring with a pink gem on it. I had one and I either sold it or binned it. I'm an idiot. So this guy has a chance of dropping all of the foci on a random. So just need to fight him and see if it drops. And it did. That was actually very lucky. I mean, we've fought it. I'm not sure how many times now, but yeah. So with that magic foci, the range foci, the melee foci, and the summon foci, we can combine them into the balanced foci. Sick saying that word. And basically that will give us 15% damage, increased damage on every source. So whether we use magic, which we do, melee, which we do rarely, range we do all the time, and summon we are always using, all of them damage types are going to be increased by 15%, and that is a significant chunk, I would say. And there it is. A lot of work. Balanced foci. 15% increased all damage. excellent, and that is a good milestone, I would say, that we have made there, as well as defeating that second boss, and now looking with a bit more clarity on the third boss, which of course will do the whole setup first, the setup being an arena. We are at time now though, so thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like, any comments are welcome. As always, join us on Discord, subscribe for more. Take care, goodbye.